Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. This video you're about to see is going to be part 1 of the Challenge Accepted Truth versus Lies series. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Yeah, what's going on everyone? King here back for a video. Listen man, there's so much going on in social media. Listening to Ray J come out speaking his truth about what happened with the sex tapes between him and Kim K, and and everyone's speaking on it on social media, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, and other platforms out there, speaking about Ray J's truth, him coming out, speaking out against Kim K and the Kardashians and Kris Jenner. And shout out to Ray J, but also shout out to the lead attorney. If you don't know about lead attorney, go check out his YouTube channel. He spoke on his incident with Ray J and Kim Kardashian, the sex tapes, and so really sparked me to really create this video, to talk about it, the truth versus lies, to really come out and talk about my experience, what I know in regards to me dealing with family and heir property. Again, because you've seen my other 2 videos, I was challenged, right? I was challenged on my ability to prove that I'm a true heir to the property. I was challenged on other things. I was called a liar, accused of committing fraud, and especially now dealing with the legal issues. Family members have created this false narrative, right? They put out there that I'm the villain, I'm a bad person, have damaged my reputation, my name, not just mine, but my mother's as well, and not presenting the truth. Not getting to the truth. They're giving their version of the truth, but not getting to the truth, right? As we all know, that there's several versions of the truth, right? Their truth, your truth, and then the truth. And like Ray J, man, he's dying to have his day in court. He presented information out there. He's showing these videos, showing receipts, showing, hey, I'll get my day in court too. But until then, I'm putting information out there to let people know that, hey, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I've done. I know what I've said. I know what I didn't say. I know what I've done. I know what I haven't done. I know this stuff, and people know it. They need to speak the truth. So in this video, we're gonna get to it. But first, I just want to give a shout out to Ray J, man, for coming out and doing his thing and speaking the truth. And here's a snippet of it. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna play it, and then we'll get into me speaking my truth.
Playing my role, play your role. Soon as the world found out, well, not even the world, because Brandy didn't even say nothing, but as soon as y'all stole all that money from my sister, and the court granted my sister to the win, and y'all had to pay my sister back, what, $700,000, something like that. Y'all stole like $850,000 from my sister. This on my kids. Y'all got caught. Y'all was guilty. You had to pay my sister back. Kim like, man, keep my name out of it, Ray. I'm like, I don't ever want to talk to you again. First y'all steal from my sister, then y'all trying to steal my career. I want to dance with the stars. I want to dance with the stars. But I can't dance with the stars because y'all told Dina Katz how bad of a person I am.
Alright, so there in a nutshell, I don't want to dance with stars, but I want the truth to come out. Again, I was challenged by individuals who are not directly involved in this legal action, but or family members to those individuals that are involved and send me messages, accuse me of all these things, accuse me of, you don't know what you're talking about, this is so idiotic, you're making a fool of yourself. Okay, game on. Let's see, because I didn't commit no fraud. My name on documents with my signature on it saying that I signed this or I did this or did that, none whatsoever. But I committed fraud, committed forgery. I presented information to the court falsely. I didn't testify against nobody. I said what I said. I knew what I know based on my research and information that was either given to me or I went and did the research myself and discovered information. So it is what it is. But we're going to get into it. We're going to discuss it. First thing I want to show, like I talked about it before in my other videos, right? The family tree of Washington James and Toby Cox. I've shown that. So I want to show this. I want to show this is as a recap let's get into this. Let's discuss it. I'm going to show what I know, what I discovered, and I'm going to break it down as well. The family tree of Washington James, right from Washington James to my lineage, to who I am. I showed this before again with the screenshots of what I discovered from Family Search. I put in PowerPoint, but I'm gonna break it down even further. I'm going to show y'all, the whole family tree, not just Washington James to me, but breaking down that each generation of how many people were in that family tree, that family line. Again, this is about me proving that I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, challenge accepted, right? Let's get to the truth. Let's get to the truth versus the lie. Their version of truth, which is, to me, I'm gonna say is a lie. So I'm gonna pull it up here. You see on the screen where I talk about this, my family tree, right? Well, this is more so Washington James and Toby Cox family tree, because they're the ones that started this, right? They're at the head of the family. These two men are the head of the family, right? On both sides of my family tree, because my grandparents or children of, or great grandchildren of Washington James, and one of Toby Cox, my grandfather, my grandmother. So there it is, right? Washington James is my second great grandfather. Toby Cox, my third great grandfather, right? Next slide, you see, briefly discovered this or talked about this in the previous video, but Washington James family tree, he had two families, right? And this is evident by me doing my research. Again, members of my family knew this already. Washington James was married to Cecilia James, had a son named Charlie, but also had a mistress, right? Had a mistress, and she, right, had 7 children by him. They were not married. They never lived together. Her children lived with her, but they never were married, never lived together. Her name is not on the original deed. Neither is his wife, but his name is on there. So he made sure to say that, hey, his children should have his name before he died, prior to 1910. Here it is. This is his family tree. This is his whole family tree. So again, he was married to Cecilia James, had a son named Charlie. Martha Samuels was his mistress, had 7 children. So of those 7 children, he had a son named Jimmy James, who is my great-grandfather, my grandfather's father, right? Married to my great-grandmother, Olabelle Floyd, last name James. Together they had 10 children. Of those 10 children, my grandfather comes in the picture, Jake James Sr., right? Married to my grandmother, Hattie Brown James. Now, Hattie Brown James is the, let's say, great-granddaughter or great-great-granddaughter of Toby Cox, right? By way of his son, one of his children, Sammy Cox, right? Who had a daughter, Goldie Cox, which is the mother of my grandmother, and then had Hattie Brown James, or Hattie Brown was the married name. So there it is. Both my grandparents are dual heirs, right? They married each other. Jake James Sr. is the son of Jimmy James, who's the son of Washington James. Hattie Brown James is the great-granddaughter of Toby Cox. Right, together they had 7 children. Of those 7 children, my mother, right? And then from having a marriage with my father produced me and my sister. But still, we are on that line of the Jameses. Again, this is about the truth. This is about getting to the truth versus their truth or the lie, whatever the case may be. But here it is. Again, I was challenged that I am not able to show my lineage, that I'm a true heir to property. But this is not about just me. This is about all the Jameses. The living heirs and descendants of Washington James, right? The siblings to my grandfather. They're still alive. They have a voice. Their voices have not been heard. The same with my grandmother and her siblings. And her siblings is children and grandchildren. But also the children and grandchildren of my grandparents who have rights to this property. let's get into it more. All right, where I'm going to go now is, you know, continue to do research, continue to learn and discover, and I review these documents time and time again. And you see my other videos where I talk about how the individuals claim to be heirs or descendants of Washington James, by way of Joshua Samuels, saying that Joshua Samuels is one of the children of Washington James, right? And I've proven that not to be the case by way of the documents, the death certificate of Martha Samuels, the death certificate of Joshua Samuels, to include the birth certificate of Jimmy James, right, who is my great-grandfather, my grandfather's father, right, and other brothers and sisters and family members. I've shown the evidence that was presented, or information that was presented as evidence in court during quiet title action. I even talked about how essentially people can't claim to be heirs descendants of an individual because they share the last name. And I use the example of MLK Jr., Martin Luther King Jr., that because I share the last name as him, that I can't claim to be an heir to his estate. I can't claim rights to his family's estate, his legacy, because that's not true. And, again, reading over documents, doing my research, I came across this bit of information that kind of like solidified what I was talking about, right? This is what you see on the screen here now is a brochure, a pamphlet information from the Center for Heirs Property, right? If I've attended seminars and some of the seminars now that they hand out these information, these booklets or pamphlets, whatever you want to call it, giving insight, giving information on who is an heir, building out your family tree, right? Trying to as a tool to help resolve the legal issues surrounding the issue of not quite entitled, or if there's any question as to who are heirs and who are not heirs based on the family tree. So, again, reading and doing my research, I came across this and it really solidified what I'm talking about here, right? Who is a legal heir? You can see that I got highlighted on yellow. That simply using the deceased last name does not entitle you to inherit as an heir of the estate. So essentially, what I'm saying is that the individuals say that, oh, we are heirs to the estate because of Joshua Samuels is the son of Washington James. So they use the last name Samuel, just like I've shown documents, and I can pull this up. Matter of fact, let me pull up now. I'll pull it up now right here. All right, you've seen this document in my previous video. If not, please go watch my video. But the individuals use the name Samuels to two of the individuals that are named on the original deed. They're on the original deed as Tim or Laura Samuel, saying that, oh, we have a vested interest in property by way of Tim or Laura Samuels, who were what to each other? Siblings. And there's evidence of this, right? There's evidence of it on the history report that Tim was living in a household, the same household as Martha Samuel, that he was living in a household under his father and mother, right? It was Edward and Margaret, and then there was Martha, and there was Joshua, and then his brothers and sisters. But here in this document here, which was submitted as an answer to the part of the counterclaim, right? Because the individuals were plaintiffs in the case against members of my family, who were the defendants in the case, previous to me trying to acquire a title to the property. But they submitted their claim saying that, hey, all plaintiffs claim interest in a real property referred to as Washington James land in the complaint. The nature of such interest arose from Washington James land through lineage of the original owners of the property. So here it is. They're saying Joshua Samuels, Tim and Laura Samuels. So now they're trying to associate the name Samuels with Tim and Laura Samuels. In some cases, the bottom two individuals use the name Joshua Samuels. In some cases, Laura and Tim Samuels. But Laura and Tim Samuels are not the parents of Joshua Samuel, because in the information presented. Let me close this out. I'll show you. This document here was submitted as evidence, Defendant's Exhibit 2, by individuals that were named in the lawsuit to acquire the title. Right, you can see it right there. I'm gonna scroll in. Right, these individuals saying, what's it right there? Joshua Samuel, son of Washington James. Listen Samuel, son of Joshua Samuel, and grandson of Washington James. Otto Samuel, son of Listen Samuel, and great grandson of Washington James. And I walk up the other names because there's a long list of people that allegedly claim to be heirs of Washington James, son of Washington James, but are not, based on, right? I mean, this individual did not list Joshua Samuels to be the son of Washington James in this document. Right? What's it say right there? It says Joshua Samuels, Tim Laura Samuels, Otto Samuels. Nowhere does it say Washington James, and nowhere does it say Martha Samuel. Again, lie versus the truth. We're getting to the truth here. We're getting to the truth, and the truth needs to come out. You know what? I'm taking a break for a second. You know, I appreciate if you've been coming back and watching my videos. I'm trying to get my likes up, my subscribers up. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and share this video across your social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And I have my YouTube channel, you know, at Fourth King Media. I also have my Instagram. I plan to do more of these videos and reaction videos and travel videos and vlogging my experiences across different genres or categories of news, media, entertainment. So please definitely share my content and give a thumbs up and like it, and also leave a comment if you leave a comment. But again, I have the courses YouTube channel. I'm building up my Instagram platform as well. I do have a TikTok, so I'll leave a link to those platforms. But please subscribe, like, and share. Okay, everyone, I'm going to wrap up part 1, challenge accepted, lie versus truth video. Follow for more to see part 2 as I continue to share my experiences and expose the truth. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.